everybody, welcome back to the loft. We're here again. I've done a little bit more work. I hope everyone's keeping well. Hi to anybody who's watching this on playback. I'll give you a little tour of the work I've done in the past week so you can see, and some of the plans I've been thinking about for laying the railway out, see what you guys think, give me some of your feedback. Let's get the chat up and just see who's in. Hi, Tom. Andy, Hot Dog Pilot 63. Flymo, I hope you're feeling better this week, mate. I know you were a bit under the weather last week. Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider. Good evening, Anthony. Ben Ingle Creek Railroad. Leslie Gilpin Railways. Hi, Leslie. How you doing? Who else we got in? Anybody else? Alan White. How you doing? Model Railway Shed. Dino. Glad to have you here. Sean Ricard. How you doing? Jerry BVR. Hi to everyone and anyone who's watching in the background. Welcome to the stream. Fortunately, my streams are going to be a bit boring for the next couple of weeks. As you all know, I'm in the middle of doing my loft conversion. I have my twin loops on the ground there with 37 and a 040 little tank engine harness. Just as you go live, something decides to derail. That's been going around fine for the last 15 minutes. Wait till it comes around again. Hi, Clive, Newland Railway. Did I see Peter Jackson come in there? Yes, did. And Valley 56. Chris, isn't it? Yes, Chris, Valley 56. How you doing? All right, let's put this back on the track. Camera law, yeah, exactly, yeah. That a little bit more juice. All right, before we get started, a couple of weeks ago, well, in fact, before Christmas, we had a lady contact the museum who's unfortunately, her husband had passed away. Big railway fanatic. He was retired in Ireland from the UK originally, and from what I can see from his collection, he was a big LMS fan. So I was helping her with her stuff. She donated all his books to the museum, so they'll be on our shelf to go up for sale to raise money for the museum. She gave a couple of things to me that she said I could have, so I'll show you guys now. So I've got here, which I think is a genuine British Railway driver's cap. It's got a date in it. I think it says 1964. Unfortunately, I've got a big head. It's a bit small for me. Hi, Bernie, Crossways Point Junction. How you doing? So it's a nice little hat. So that will go up on the wall somewhere in here. Also got a couple of pictures. So that's the LMS Coronation Class Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth again, different livery. And then a little saddle tank. You can see that. Don't know where that's from. Can't see any markings on it. It looks like it might be narrow gauge, so. Hi, Karen. And then I also got this. It's not original. It's a resin cast. It's London and Northwestern Railway. I presume this is. Do you think this is a bridge number? Hi, Mick. How you doing? Hi to anyone else there who popped in who I didn't see. One thing I find with this track, because everything's still open at the moment, it gets dusty really quickly. Hi, H&H Express. How you doing? Oh, chat's going a bit quick now. Seen a few other people pop in. Yosser Hughes, how you doing? All right, you're all very welcome to the stream. What I'll do is I'll put up my other phone as a camera so I can do roaming shots around. This is also giving me a chance as I've find an old router I've put up here. So this will test now to see how it works with the phones and that for doing live streams from up here. So I'll just bring the other camera online. How much the loft you see behind me? All of it. Hi, Andy. Andy, I was well impressed with your layout on that little review you done of it there. You've packed so much in, and it's so interesting, and there's so much there. Anybody here who's not subscribed to Andy, get over to his channel, have a look at this stuff. He's very, very good at scenic stuff and everything like that. Really, really good. All right, let's add this to the stream. And I'll make that solo. I'll take you for a little wander around. So that's the end gable of the house. I think everyone can still hear me okay. Way in the distance down there is the other end, the other gable. Measured today, I will have just about 39 feet from this gable to where the railway is going to stop. It's about, the moment it's about 14 foot wide. It'll be less than that once I put the insulation and everything on. Hi, Didmore. So now, since there's a hatch, which I will step over. So collar beams here that were here last week have all been cut out. The tank here is being moved on Saturday, and that's going down right down this end, which I wasn't able to show you guys last week because it was in darkness. So you'll also see that I have my new lights. These are only up temporarily till I put the ceiling up, but they're LED strip lights. There's 6 of them all together. And I think you agree, they do light the place up really well. Once I have the boards on and I paint everything, I think it'll be nice and bright in here. So this is the other end. I have some gallows brackets coming, hopefully tomorrow. I got a gyno to make them up. They're going to be out of 40mm box section, all welded together. I'll go along this wall to support these beams here, and then I'll put cross members on, and the new tank is going on here, and hopefully the smaller tank for the central heating beside it. So from this sort of beam where it should come out to the wall from here to the far wall, it's about 39 feet. So I've put in the supports that side. That's all done. And I have this side left to do, which once the plumber's done all his work and everything, I'll put all those in then. And these collar beams will be cut out. You can see I've put the replacement collar beams in. I just have 4 left to do over where the tanks are at the moment. I just can't get in there until the tanks are moved. So they'll go up. So hopefully this work will be done Saturday, Sunday. It's Bank Holiday Monday here in Ireland this weekend. So the Monday will be spent finishing off this side and getting as much of the flooring down as I possibly can. So, the plan for the layout. So, obviously, there's going to be a baseboard going all the way around the outside. It'll have to go around that chimney breast here, and it will go behind that chimney breast there. So the idea is I'll have my storage tracks here, then there'll be another layer which I'll have, I'm thinking of putting the station in this sort of area here, going around to there. Then when it comes out of the chimney, I'll have some sort of tunnel. So this will be on this, this is where I'll incorporate the two layers together. So I'll have a hillside, comes out onto embankment ledge, onto a viaduct across a valley, back onto hillside, and then back onto level ground. So we can have a nice sort of 30-foot run there. And then down that end, because obviously the water tank and everything will be down there, that'll be behind it. I don't want to put too much scenic there in case we ever have to get into the water tank. And then I'll have, I'm thinking maybe what I might do with the station is one side of it more modern with the TMD and the other side of it older with a steam shed at the other side of it. And then whatever else I can think of to go in there as well. So I reckon it should take me about 10 years to build. Yeah, Ben, it's going to be 2 levels. Hi, Howard. How are you doing? And again, hi to anyone who's popped in while I've been talking. I haven't been keeping an eye on the chat. I can actually bring it up on this. I can't. So that's the sort of plans I have. Any comments or questions or ideas? There will be a surround going around this, so I just don't accidentally step down it. And you can see this is going to be sort of the main point. I put network cables, ran them all in. I'll have a switch here, all the network points. I'm going to put the TV up there, maybe having a workbench down here. So this will be my sort of working area. Yeah, that's it, Jerry. I don't want to put, what I'm going to actually do with the baseboard I build down that end. I normally make my baseboards out of 2x1 and ply, but that end down there, I'll beef it up and use like 2x2 and 3x2s to make a good solid baseboard. So if you have to stand on it to get into the tanks, you can stand on it and have it sort of flat. So if you do have to stand on it, you can just put a board down it and you're not going to damage anything. Oh, hi, Carl. Have you popped in as well? So yeah, that's sort of the plan. I think if you sort of look down here, I mean, that's probably going to be like a 30-foot run all the way down there. Nice embankment, big valley with a viaduct going across it. It should make a nice sort of long scenic section. And like I was saying, I'd have the lower level. So I might have tracks, so the viaduct and maybe some tracks underneath, sort of following the river and crossing the river behind the viaduct, something like that. But the first thing I'm going to do is build lower level baseboard all the way around, lay the tracks on fiddle yard, and then have a look at it and figure out how where I'm going to put the elevated sections in, because the top section would be more of an open frame. Yeah, those crutches were here when we moved in. Hi, Digger, how you doing? Yeah, full length trains running. I think I've seen somebody mention something about heating. Well, it's all going to be insulated. So there's 2 inches of insulation going on here all the way around. And then I'll have some sort of heating up here. Now, if once it's all sealed in, because it's all going to be sealed in, I'm going to put a vent in for an extractor fan for when I'm using my spray booth, which I'm going to have to take apart because it won't fit up through the hatch there. So hopefully by next week, all the collar beams will be gone, the tank will be moved, the floor will be down. Then I'll be moving all my railway stuff up here because I need the room that it's in at the moment to get the insulation delivered and stored in, because obviously I'll have to cut it downstairs to get it up through the hatch to put it in place. So I better get ordering track. Well, I think I've got probably about 5 boxes worth from my old layout. Most of it is straight sections. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of track. I think probably the track I have will just do the lower level, and then I'll have to see what I do for the upper level. So anybody got any questions or comments on that? Of course, once I have this floor in and we have everything moved from the rooms, because obviously this is storage as well for like our Christmas decorations, camping gear, all that sort of stuff up here. Once all that's moved up, I won't be allowed to build any baseboards until I get all the jobs done downstairs. So like curtain rails and pictures and shelves and all that has to be done. So hang on, I'll take that off solo. Move that one. There we go. I'll go back to the chat. Yeah, a lot of points. Because I was thinking I'd have a great big fiddle yard here I can put, and then I was thinking, actually last night I was thinking to myself, have I got too much space? Tiny layout. Hi Lee, how you doing? Yeah, there is a handrail going around the hatch. That will be done. I've left it open at the moment because I'm still bringing up wood and stuff like that. But once all that's done, there will be a handrail going around so I don't accidentally step down. Yeah, you'll be able to go up and down levels. I'll have a gradual incline. I'll be using like a 1 in 60. So to go up, so I'll have 2 lines coming up and 2 lines going down. I've got a little thing I'm going to try and use. You know, the DCC Concepts. What do they call that thing for the metal they put under magnets to give you more traction? There's something I'm going to try to see if I can do a DIY version of that. Hi Timber, how you doing? Well, the boards are probably going to be 3 foot because you can't. That's about as far as I can reach comfortably without stretching and leaning on stuff. So I think 3 foot out, that'll leave me about a gap 6-7 foot to walk down the center. And as well as that, the baseboards, that'll give plenty of storage underneath for all their, you know, the junk that you put in your attic. Power base, that's it, yeah. Hi Mark Himmeldown, how you doing? Yeah, I was thinking of train automation. I was thinking of, yeah, I'm going to put blocks and that sort of in, but I want to get the bottom level baseboard in, put in the storage yards, and then while I'm doing that, that'll let me think, what can I do? How can I incorporate it, the 2 levels in, put the incline in, going up, just see when I have the space here, I can measure out, seeing right how, if I have a 1 in 60, how long is that going to go around before it comes up to the next level? Yeah, the whole idea is the baseboards will probably be about 2.5-3 foot off the ground. So that gives a lot of space. If you think it's, well, say there's 100 foot length all the way around a baseboard, that's a lot of storage. 37 stopped. What's wrong with that? Oh, it's the those Hornby power connectors. It seems to ride up on the little bit in the middle and derail sometimes. Grant, I'm going to run it around and just see how bad the voltage drop's going to be, and what sort of because excuse me, just having a quick drink. That's where I might break it up into blocks and have different power supplies. It's something I've got in the back of my mind, and I'll just see exactly how it's going to work out. Yeah, I need some sort of boosters going around. Can you move out of the way? So no, I'm not moving. There you go, Robert. I should have about a length of about 39 foot. Oh. Oh, I see why the track come apart. There we go. Well, control system. At the moment, I use the Hornby Trackmaster. Is it Trackmaster? I'm using that. I want to upgrade to something else. To start off with, I'll be using that because after doing all this, I mean, this is costing me probably about 5,000 just to do the loft conversion properly. So it's a nice area. Not going to have any money left to buy anything. I'm very jealous of all you guys who are seeing you with your Caledonian sleeper sections and your TPEs and stuff. And I'm like, oh, they look nice. But there won't be anything for a while. So it'll be the Hornby Rail Master for the time being. We'll just see how it goes with that. I'm going to keep one of the loops. I'm going to have that wired separately so I can flick it over to DC if I want to. Yeah, so because I've got some old locos that, you know, just can't be changed to DCC. So I'll keep one of the loops just as DC, so I can flick it over and just run my DC locos whenever I want. Yeah, I was thinking I might use I've got a load of 1.5 mil because that's usually what I use for my bus wire. I strip down twin and earth and use that, and then use the copper wire at the center of the earth wire to make trees. But I do have 2.5. But I'll just see how it goes. Yeah, as I was saying the other night, I was thinking, have I actually got too much space now? Is this going to be too much of a job? But, you know, as I say, Rome wasn't built in a day. This is going to be my hobby. This will be my space to escape to. You know, the first thing to do will be to get the lower level done and at least I have a couple of loops and I can have trains running. Won't have air conditioning because there's not much need of it in Ireland. There will be a vent that I'm going to use for my extractor fans and that for spraying. Heating will be electric heating of some sort. Yeah, Jerry, I know what you're saying. It's like everyone said, oh, you can never have enough space for Model Huawei. But I was looking and thinking, oh my God, this is. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be, yeah, yes, exactly. Air conditioning for that 1, maybe 2 days a year we need it. Well, the moisture, what I'll be doing with the rafters here is I'm actually putting the insulation across the rafters. I'm not putting it between, cutting it and putting it between. One, it takes too much time. It's too fiddly. As well as that, it leaves a nice big gap then, because from the eaves there, you'll have air flowing up all the way around. So any condensation there will run down and evaporate and be gone. So you won't run into that problem. How many locomotives are able to run at once? Keep watching and you'll find out. Well, I was thinking that, like, if I make this section here my fiddle yard, this section here is 29 foot. So I can have, if I have about 7 or 8 rows, that should give me enough space to keep like 2 full trains per length. But the idea is the main scenic area will have 4 lines running around it. The scenic section I'm going to do with the sort of embankment and viaduct going down it will probably just be 2 lines. Hi, Alan. How you doing? Yeah, power supply is the only limit. I might find that I have to break it up into blocks sooner than I think, and then take it from there. But we'll do a test and see how it works. But yeah, that's the sort of plan. So TMD, station, steam shed, long scenic section, flat sort of boring area down there. Might make some sort of industrial complex down there with modular buildings that can just be lifted out of the way if I need access to the tank. And then it'll come around the chimney breast back into the station. So, but I think having a nice long run down along there will be a nice scenic challenge. Sorry, I have my daughter peering at me up through the hole. How was horse? Hey? All right. How was horse riding? Way better this week. I don't feel like that. She's just back in from horse riding. She carved that space. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing, Andy, is that's one thing I learned from my last layout is I'm going to sort of split it up to sections anyway. So I can isolate it just purely for fault finding, because that's what I find problem with my last layout is if there was a fault, trying to locate where it was. So if I can isolate the storage sidings, yes, so they don't draw power and to help with fault finding. So I'll probably have that sort of the station will be on one block, the TMD on another, the steam shed on another block, the scenic section here probably on a separate block. I'd probably have split it into 2 if it's that long. Industrial area. So you already get me thinking now what blocks to use. So yeah, hopefully I'll have you know, we're on track at the moment as long as the plumber can get here this weekend to move the tanks and the stuff. Well, I'm waiting for all the plumbing bits to be delivered. It's been ordered, but it hasn't arrived yet. as long as that gets moved, then I can get the flooring down, get the insulation ordered, get that in. And then it's a matter of putting baseboards up, which hopefully by the end of March, I can have the baseboards done. And then, start laying track. So hopefully by May, in time for my birthday, I can have trains running. Hi, looking for the dustpan and brush. I was sweeping up some sawdust earlier on. Between the levels, it'll be an incline, Andy. Same way I had it on my old layout. So it'll be about a 1 in 60 incline, which I found most of my trains had no problem going up. You're always going to have problems with like little 040s, that sort of thing, who don't have much weight or traction. But I'd say I have something in mind to do a DIY power base. So that'll be a video if it works. Or it might be a video on how not to do something. But yeah, like anybody who's new here, if you are new here and you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. You'll be able to follow my adventures on building my layout. I run whatever I want on here, whether it's steam, diesel, electric, Irish, UK. And if I had some American well, I do have an American loco actually from a Coca-Cola kit. Or even European, if I ever come across it. I'm the sort of person who goes into a model shop, buys something because I like it. "3D printing home hobbyist, how you doing?" Oh, is that oh, see, this is where I'm terrible with names. Owen. That's it, Owen. Sorry, Owen. I do say this all the time. I am terrible with people's names. Owen's the guy I got the pylons off. I'd done it must be a month or so ago. I see you've been what did I see you on? You were doing something in N scale. I've seen you on your Facebook page, and then you were something you were getting ready to put into the slicer again. Hi Tom, how you doing? Yeah, so that's the plans. I think these LED lights are going to work out. I was did the test this evening is to see if the refresh rate on them interfered with the cameras, if there was any flickering. Sometimes depending on the LEDs, they can interfere and give a flickering effect on camera, but they seem to be all right. Yes, Albert, key signal cabin. So if anybody wants to check out the bits and pieces that Owen does, if you look back on one of my videos where I do the pylons, his links and everything are in that. Oh wow, I was saying I've got 40 people in the chat. I think that's the highest I've ever had. You're all welcome here. Hit subscribe if you like what you see. I'm just going through the plans of my loft here, my model railway that I'm going to be building. Anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Mark. I live in Donegal, Northwest Ireland. And I recently moved house, so I'm just doing a loft conversion to build my layout. So I have my little simple oval of track running on the ground at the moment because you have to have some trains running. So anybody catch the Bachmann releases? Did anybody think there was anything in there for them? Oh yes, do hit the like button, please, guys. Thomas Johnson, how you doing? Sunny Ireland, yeah. Hi, Ian. Yeah. Yeah, plenty of room for the pylons in here, Owen. Yeah, I seen the Pacers. I was thinking, they look interesting. Of course, they're bringing out 37s. I don't know whether they're going to try and compete with the Cura scale, but all the prices I heard of them, they were, wow, ouch. Yeah, and some of their buildings and stuff like that, it was like for their resin buildings, they were a massive price. Anyway, I'll put the other mobile back on again and give a tour about again for anybody who's joined in. I was wondering what's going on. Thanks, Flymo, for putting all the links up there. Say check out the description because all my channel members are in there. They're great support. Say the money doesn't go to me; it gets spent on the Railway Heritage Museum, on all the layouts there and the maintenance there. That's what I use it all for. So I'll just add this to the stream and we'll go on a little tour about again. So there's the back wall. And we have one chimney there. Okay, so from that back wall to in the distance there where the layout will finish, it's just about 39 feet. And it's about 14 foot wide. So you would have seen from last week, as I step over the hatch, these collar beams have been cut out. These collar beams have been put in. They've been bolted and screwed into place. So they're all nice and secure. These ones obviously haven't been removed yet because the tank's sitting on them. If we go down here, the side of the tank, you can see down here where I'm preparing the space for the tank to go. So as I was saying, I've got gallows brackets coming made out of 40mm box section. 4 of them are going to go along underneath here, support these collar beams here. There'll be slats going across it for the tanks to sit on top of here. So that should hold everything nice and secure. The tank, I think it's a 50-gallon tank, which works out about 33 stone in weight when it's full of water, about 227 kilos, something like that. So 4 brackets there should hold it quite nicely. They'll be held onto the wall by masonry expandable bits. So I've all the uprights in there, again, all screwed and bolted and screwed at the top, and 4 4-inch screws holding each one in at the bottom onto a base plate that's screwed into the joists, again with 2 4-inch screws per joist. And then I have this side to do, which once the plumber has finished and moved all the pipes, then I can carry on down there, get that done. Get the remaining collar beams put in over the tank, cut all these away, and see if the roof moves. Hopefully it doesn't. I have taken advice in all this. I've got, my dad was Sparky, so he's in the building trade, so I know a lot of builders and carpenters and everything, and I asked their advice on what best to do. They advised me on what to do. So as I say, now as far as the layout goes, there'll be this section here. So there'll be 2 levels. This section here will be all the storage sidings underneath, and then on top we'll have a steam shed, station, and then a TMD at the other end. So you'll have more modern end station going into more an older steam station. And then it'll come behind that chimney there. We'll have the upper level coming out from a tunnel onto an embankment, going across a valley with an aqueduct, going back onto maybe an embankment or another tunnel through a mountain, and then on around to the bit in front of where the water tank is going to be. I want to keep it particularly clear so I've got access to the tank if I need to. So there might be some sort of industrial area there, somewhere I can remove the buildings if I need to get in to the tank. And then a scenic area, and then back around this chimney breast, back on itself. So over here, I'll probably incorporate along here the lower level and upper level into one. So you have trains going over each other just for a bit of interest. So in this sort of area will be my work area. I'll have a bench here, extractor fan going off out that way for my spray booth, TV up on the wall, and network point here. So that's basically it, guys. And I really need a haircut. No combi boilers here in Donegal. There's no gas in Donegal. And the gas we get is in a bottle. How much did the roof space sway your decision? That's for me to know, Timber. Yeah, and it's going to take me years to do it. It's a hobby. There's going to be no rush to do it. It's not going to be speed built. Once, it's going to take a while to save the money to do bits and pieces and build it over time. Oh, we have oil in Ireland or peat. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we've no Donegal. We just about have electricity. We have no motorways. We have no railway. We have no gas. If you look at the different infrastructures of Ireland, whatever it is, there's a big blank space up around Donegal. It's like it doesn't exist. I don't usually do anything to soundproof the baseboards because when I put in the cross bits in, I put them sort of about 15 to 18-inch centers and screw it down, and I find that cuts down on the drum and sound. Now on the scenic levels, I put cork underlay under the rail just to help give a cork help give a ballast shoulder. Yeah, they still use narrow gauge railways in Ireland and on the bogs in the Central Land, but they are coming to an end. I think by the end of this year, they have to be finished and closed down. It's a EU directive. So the way we heat our house is we have a stove downstairs with a back boiler, and that heats the water that goes around the radiators. So similar to in the UK where you would have a gas boiler heating radiators, same here, except it's heated using the stove. We burn wood most of the time. I spend part of my summer going out cutting down trees, splitting them, stacking them in the shed, and that sees us through the winter. Okay, Bernie, I'll catch you over in your stream later on. Oh, H&H, you off as well? I'll catch you again. Yeah, the Guinness is good. Where I'm living now, there's a pub just a couple of doors down from me. They do good food and good Guinness. Yeah, so next week, I'm going to, because hopefully now I get all this done, all my railway stuff will be coming up here so I can find stuff to go and finish off the layouts in the museum. So hopefully maybe next week, depending on the weather, unless we have another cold snap, could be back in Wagon 84 doing some more scenic work on the Pedigo layout. Yes, definitely within easy staggering distance. Yeah, it'll all be up and running next week. Yeah, I'm hoping that the floor will be down, collar ties will be taken out, and then it's ready for the insulation to go in. So next week there'll be all my stuff will be up in the center, and then I can find all my static grass and static grass applicator and all that sort of scenic stuff that because everything is just in boxes stacked in a room, and this is why these are the only trains running around, because this is all I can get at the moment. I was able to find 2 loops of track, and I had my class 37 out, and I had that out for cleaning, and everything else is just packed away at the moment. What's this stream with a bank? Looking after all your money, huh? All your millions. It's not actually too cold here. I was out earlier on and the car said it was about 11 degrees, which, is tropical here in Donegal. Yeah, there was a railway station in Donegal. That's where we have our museum in Donegal town. It was 3-foot narrow gauge system that ran through the county, 225 miles of it between the County Donegal Railway and the Londonderry Loswilly Railway. And there was probably about 40 miles of 5'3" running through as well, from Bundoran Junction through to Bundoran, and also coming across the border at Strabane through Donegal and back into Derry. Yeah, we have here in Ireland Ulster Bank, which has been in the country for 125 years or something, and they've decided to pull out. They're all part of the NatWest group, and they've decided, nope, we don't want to be in the Irish market anymore, and they're gone. It's one of the problems we have in Ireland. We're such a small country. We don't have enough competition for people, and we end up with cartels and everything overcharging us. Yeah, so and if you're ever up this end of the country, do pay us a visit. Give me a shout. The bank asked Anthony for a loan. Oh dear. So you guys think of anything else I could add to the layout? And what industry should I use? What should I call it? What should the name be? Like my last layout didn't really have a name. I mean, maybe Donegal Junction. Mark's Brew. Cement. Distillery. Distillery. Yes, I like that, Clive. Wood or forestry. I don't mean I'd have to make a lot of trees then. What about a winter scene? See, that was something else I was thinking of. Is if I have such a long section, could I do spring, summer, autumn, winter? So it goes from one to the other. Suppose the industry could have a big power station. I got some pylons. Oh, and can you make some big cooling towers as well? Yeah, fishing port, Killybegs, yeah. Well, there'll be a turntable in the steam shed in that area. So the idea is try and work the station so it's more modern at one end, and as you go down the station, it turns into a steam era station. Build it under the layer. You only need room for a shaft. The kettle. Well, I think everyone says scrapyard, so I'll have to put a scrapyard in there somewhere. Oh, hang on. I got someone peering up the hatch at me. Sorry? Right, it's the other half. She's just given out to me. Shamrock rails. Yeah. Emerald End. Oh, I like that one. Width to the baseboards, Alan, probably about 3 foot, because I think that's any sort of further and you can't really reach your stretching and all that. Now the baseboards aren't going to be as high as my last layout because I have no oil burner underneath them. But it's going to be about 2.5 feet off, and then I'm going to give myself more space between the two levels, because last time it was you put your arm in to grab something and everything falls over, and that's how I ended up smashing one of my locos because it caught my sleeve and gone. So instead of it was about 8 inches before, so I think about 10 or 11 inches the gap this time. Just gives a bit more space and makes it easier to do the wiring and the soldering as well. Could do an Ireland, Northern Ireland section. So I could have... how could I do that? How could I suppose the easiest way is just have the roads where the road signs change from the yellow and black we have here to the UK signs in the north. Have a checkpoint. But I think if having such a big loop, if I put a block system in and control it properly, you're probably able to have 3 trains running on each loop as they go around. So with 4 lanes running around, you could have 12 trains running. I mean, where the potholes disappear. See, when I was growing up here, Owen, it was always the story that the old jokes were that the potholes were up to the border and you cross into the north and you had lovely smooth roads. It's the other way around now. All our roads are nicely done and you go into the north and the roads are atrocious. And it's not the same everywhere, but it's there's a big difference. Yeah, changing from yellow to white. I could have that section of road, is it in Monaghan, that the border runs down the center of the road. There's a lot of roads you take around here and you're driving along and it just goes into the north for 100 meters. And all of a sudden the signs are red and then it goes back into the south and you have a welcome to Donegal sign. You're like, what? Cork Road. No, I think my track has drifted over a bit. We're clashing on. Keep it under my hat, hey Digger. Oh, Flymo said that, sorry. Yeah, so this will be hung on the wall somewhere. Right, I think I'll call it a day there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for putting up with me yammering on for an hour. Thanks for all your input and your ideas and everything. I'll have to look back at the chat now on the stream and write all these ideas down. But yeah, any comments, you can always put them down below after the stream. Hopefully now, if I get all this done over the weekend and I get all my stuff up and I can find everything, we'll be in the museum next week doing a bit of work in there if the weather improves. I mean, if it's too cold to be out in Wagon 84, we can be inside the museum and I can start. Anybody who's seen the video I put up last week, know I've probably bitten off more than I can chew for this year. But yeah, we'll probably be from the museum next week. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I will catch you all next week and I'll see you on the streams over through the week. might catch you on Bernie's later on. So take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out and subscribe if you're new here and all that other YouTube stuff. Bye, guys.